Hi there guys, we're back with HTML, and if you've been watching my previous video you would understand how we structured our actual basic HTML web page within a text document using Notepad. So we went ahead and opened up our start HTML tag, and within this nested area we have a body and we have a head. Alright, within the head I had a nested title, and within my body I have two nested paragraphs. You might notice that I have a starting tag and an end tag for my second paragraph, and I've also nested the italics within my bold. Okay, you cannot have these two swapped around at the end. Alright, they have to be in perfect reversal to the actual starting tags. Okay, what I want to do today is talk about the attributes of our tags. Our body tag typically would have a nice handy little attribute name called BG color. It's the background color, and a value, an attribute value of yellow. In this case here, please note that I have put it within the actual brackets. If I had to remove that, however, and put it just below the actual tag, this BG color equals yellow between quotation marks will end up being text added to the actual body, not having an effect on the body, hence the word attribute. Okay, so I'm going to take this attribute and add it back within the actual tag because I want it to have an effect on the entire body area. Okay, with that said, I want to also cover alignment. Okay, so I'm going to also have a specific attribute to my paragraph alignment, and I'm going to be using the attribute name align. I'm going to give it a value between quotation marks, and I'm going to call it center. Alright, it'll actually take that entire paragraph and put it to the center. I could, however, also use this alignment, and I can add it to another tag. For instance, my first header. The first header was obviously the biggest one, named H1, and I can go all the way down to H6. The second header that I had in the paragraph was H4, which is almost like a subheading. Alright, so note, I can take them separately and align them to the center, which means this header alone would then go to the center, as opposed to aligning the entire paragraph to the center. Okay, I'm going to stick to this effort over here. Also can align my horizontal rule to the center, to the right, or to the left. Please take note that when you do add anything to the horizontal rule, you will need to take special care of which side of the forward slash you're going to be aligning it. So I'm going to add my attribute name, align equals, and I'm going to be putting in the word center. Alright, note that I've got the forward slash right after everything because it is the only tag. There is no end tag. Just like line break, there is no end tag. Okay, in this case, I'm going to just take out the horizontal rule alignment because we have stipulated it in our heading number 1. And also we have an attribute name and value for our entire body. So the actual values you can use are simple names such as blue, green, black, red, sign, those kind of values. Alright, if we wanted to, we could make that blue, but at this moment I'm going to save this document and we're going to end up displaying it. Going to change the actual text extension to HTML, save the change, and open up the actual HTML web page. Let's have a look at the kind of effect it has. Alright, you'll see that I've got my title. I now have the center aligned heading number 1, which was the biggest. You can see how big the actual heading is. My heading number 4 was to the left. I didn't really align it, so it automatically goes to the left. Yet I did apply bold to it. I've got italics over here, and I've got italics and bold over here. You'll see my horizontal rule and the background color, which is quite obviously yellow. Okay, I'm going to close this, and we're going to go ahead and change this back to a text document. Opening up a notepad. Please always say yes to that dialog box. You do want to save it. Okay, and the next one here, we're going to be looking at the actual horizontal rule width. These are also attributes that we could play around with. Here is the horizontal rule that I've stipulated, and we're going to go ahead and say width, which is obviously the attribute name, and we want to give the attribute name a value. Let's call the attribute name, let's say 150 for this matter, and you'll note that the forward slash comes in afterwards as discussed previously. Alright, we could also make this not only a unit value but a percentage value. Alright, we could put there, let's copy this and make sure we have 2 of them. Copy, and let's go put another line on the second paragraph underneath it, and let's go change this to about 50%. Alright, so there you can see I've got a unit value, and then I've got a percentage value. Okay, so we should have 2 horizontal rules. Okay, so we could also change the actual horizontal rule color. If I had to add some color, so for instance, let's add a third one. I'm just going to copy this one over here and add it in my first paragraph. Okay, I would like to, instead of going with width, I'm going to just change this to color. I'm going to say equals, and we have to give this a value. Remember the attribute name and value, and we're going to make it red. Okay, note yet again horizontal rule, and I've got the forward slash at the end. Okay, so now we've dealt with the body color, we've dealt with the alignment, we've dealt with the horizontal rule width, and now we're going to deal with the actual horizontal rule color, which is also changed. Okay, let's go have a look at how this is going to be displayed. We're going to save that. I'm going to change the extension to HTML. Say yes on that. And we wanted to go and load the actual web page. Let's have a look at what an effect it had. Okay, yes, again you can see that we're going to be having our title displayed on the top over here. This is my title. We'd have a red horizontal rule as stipulated in our coding. We had centered the H1, the biggest heading. We also said that we needed another one that had a line of 150 units. Okay, and then we had another horizontal rule of, well, I think it was 75%, or was it 50% over here. Alright, so obviously if this was 150 and we made it about 500, it was a lot longer than this little line. Okay, let's change back to text document and just view the coding yet again. Okay, and here you can see the actual effect. Okay, there we have it there, BG color of yellow, okay, background color for the body within the tag, the number 1 heading, the biggest heading, we aligned it to the center, which made sense. We then changed the color of the horizontal rule right below the first heading, which was shown. And we also went ahead and gave this one a width of a specific unit, the 150, which was a little bit smaller than the actual unit that was given as 50%. Alright. Okay guys, I think that is enough for today. We've gone through quite a bit. Just remember guys that you do use the nesting nice and neatly. Do not put them next to each other. When you do nest them, write them nice and neatly below each other so that you can actually view it a lot easier. You can simply scroll up and down to be able to get to see your nestings within this code. Right, guys, I hope this has helped you guys a lot and build your understanding around HTML. Thank you for watching.